All right, in this explainer, we're looking up. Way, way up. We're talking about a constellation of satellites that's doing something truly revolutionary, bringing high-speed internet to literally every corner of the globe. This is StarLink, and believe me, it's completely changing the game for what it means to be connected.
So here's our game plan. First, we're going to tackle the why, the huge problem StarLink was created to solve. Then we'll dive into the pretty cool technology, see how it's already making a difference out in the real world, and finally, we'll take a peek at what the future of all this looks like.
Okay, first things first. To really get what Starlink is all about, you have to understand the sheer scale of the problem it was designed to fix. And that problem is the massive global digital divide.
I mean, think about it for a second. For a lot of us, being connected all the time is just normal. We don't even think about it. But what if you didn't have it? Could you run your business? Could your kids do their homework? For huge parts of the world, that's not a what if. That's just everyday reality.
And this number is just staggering. 90% of the Earth's land is still not covered by traditional wireless companies. Let that sink in. This isn't just a small gap in coverage, it's a giant chasm that leaves millions and millions of people on the other side.
So, how do you even begin to solve a problem that big? Well, you don't just build a taller cell tower, you have to rethink the entire system from the top down. Or in this case, from the sky down. And here's the fundamental shift that makes it all possible. Old-school satellite internet uses these huge single satellites that are way out there, over 35,000 kilometers away. That crazy distance creates a really noticeable delay, or what we call latency. Starlink's idea? A massive fleet of smaller satellites flying in low Earth orbit, way closer, at just 550 kilometers up. And that proximity changes everything.
Yeah, that drop in latency is the whole secret sauce. We're talking about the time it takes for the signal to make a round trip. Dropping that from over 600 milliseconds down to just 25, that's the difference between a frustrating, lagging, buffering connection and one that's actually smooth. It's what makes video calls, online gaming, and streaming actually work for people on satellite for the first time.
So the concept is absolutely brilliant, right? But actually making it happen is a whole other level of engineering. So how in the world does SpaceX actually pull this off? You know, what might be the most amazing part is just how simple they've made it for you, the user. With all this complexity flying around in space, getting connected comes down to two simple steps. Plug it in and point it at the sky. The whole system is designed so anyone can set it up themselves in just a few minutes.
But you might be thinking, what happens if a tree is in the way, or a building? Well, this is where the system gets really smart. Your little Starlink dish isn't just staring at one satellite, it's constantly tracking dozens of them flying overhead. If one gets blocked, boom, it instantly switches to the next one, so seamlessly you never even notice. It just works.
And each one of those thousands of satellites is basically a little technological powerhouse. They're literally shooting lasers at each other in space to pass data around the globe in this incredible mesh network. They've got advanced antennas to beam the internet down to you, and tiny, efficient ion thrusters to keep them perfectly in place. They even navigate by looking at the stars. It is an unbelievable orchestra of technology happening thousands of times over, right above our head.
Okay, the tech is fascinating, no doubt. But the real test, the true measure of all this, is the impact it's having on the ground. Let's take a look at how this is actually changing lives and creating opportunities in places that were, until now, completely left out.
And the growth has just been off the charts. The network is now serving millions of users in more than 150 markets across every single continent. This isn't just some niche product anymore. It's quickly becoming a global utility.
But the impact often feels biggest when you look at individual people. Take this coffee farm in rural Brazil. For years, trying to manage crops, check market data, or use modern farming tools was a huge struggle without good internet. Now, connectivity has totally transformed their business, giving them tools that were just a dream before.
And this quote from a user really captures the feeling that so many people share. Absolute game changer. And I love this part. We've gone from the forgotten to having the fastest internet connection in the area. That says it all. It's the feeling of going from being left behind to being on the cutting edge, almost overnight. And the stories are just as diverse as the places. Starlink is connecting over 22,000 students in Ghana to online learning. It's allowing a dog sledder in the Canadian Arctic to stay connected and safe. It's helping a beekeeper grow his business in rural Kenya. It's breathing new life into a family ranch in Mexico. It's incredible.
So the network is clearly already making a huge impact. But believe it or not, this is really just getting started.
Let's look at what's next for Starlink and for all of us.
The next really big move is connecting satellites directly to a standard cell phone, your cell phone. The goal is to completely eliminate mobile dead zones everywhere on Earth. They're starting with text service this year, with voice and data coming right behind it in 2025. And for businesses, they're aiming to deliver insanely fast gigabit speeds by 2026.
Now, with thousands of satellites going up, you might be wondering about space junk, and it's a real concern. But SpaceX is focused on this. The satellites are designed to fly low enough that they naturally fall out of orbit in about 5 years, and they're built to burn up completely when they re-enter the atmosphere so they don't leave any debris behind.
So in the end, Starlink is about so much more than just streaming a movie in a cabin. It's about the incredible potential of giving every school, every business, every single person access to the sum of all human knowledge. And that really leaves us with the biggest question of all. As we finally become a truly connected species, what are we going to build together?